see dead people. I'm Sam Mitchell, and these are my stories. Hi folks, having a good day today. Let me first welcome you to Autism Rocks and Rolls. Now before we begin, I'm not a psychiatrist. If you're starting to be diagnosed with autism, please see a physician. I only speak based on my experiences. I also write to the intro natural that I found on ytmp3.com. I should also mention I do sell t-shirts and hats for $20. Be sure to get yours today. And I do have a mission statement to review with all of you. The mission of Autism Rocks and Rolls is to take the stigma off of autism and other conditions that make disabilities. People on the spectrum are not broken and do not need to be fixed. Those who have conditions or abilities want to be pitied. There's nothing to be sorry about. And I do have some pay for the following. It is officially poker run season since we started getting some donations. They are from TKS Dealing, Advanced Auto Parts in Bloomington, Indiana, Advanced Auto Parts in Bedford, Indiana, O'Reilly Auto Parts in Bloomington and Bedford, Indiana. Yeah, I better do it. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ouch! Outback Steakhouse in Bloomington, Indiana, IGA in Bedford, Indiana, Buffalo Wings and Rings in Bedford, Indiana, the Golden Corral in Bedford, Indiana, Big O Tires in Bedford, Indiana, and the Trojan Horse. It is sincerely appreciated. I must talk about my pals, Autism Anglers and Don Morris of C322 Gone Fishing with Don Morris and Autism Anglers. More information. The charitable organization touched me so much and so deeply that I felt compelled to speak more about them. The goal is to use fishing as a soothing therapy for people on the autistic spectrum and to educate a significant portion of the community, specifically anglers, about autism. Additionally, they started an initiative called Awesome Anglers. Visit these individuals at awesomeanglers.org to find out more. I should recommend going to the Moose Lodge in Bloomington. Dr. Henry Wilson, who built the inaugural Moose House in Louisville, Kentucky in 1888, may have been the group's founder when the Moose first opened. Its primary goal was to give guys a place to congregate, mingle, and enjoy themselves. At our neighboring lodges, you can engage in a range of activities by yourself or with others. A variety of activities are held at the Moose, such as athletic competitions, live performances, holiday celebrations, and elegant dining. Go see it for yourself right now. And there are some people I like to thank. My two friends, Kay McElwin, C305, Movie Mountains with Kay McElwin for more information, and James Durbin at C125, Rocking Along with James Durbin for more information, did a collaboration by doing an Autism Digest interview. Be sure to check it out. Our new limited design shirts are out. This design concludes with a backyard camp theme. Be sure to get yours today for only $20. Marine Martin Workman deserves extra acknowledgement for making them. A connection that needs to be heard is Anthony Cutno from Divine Warriors Dimension. Mr. Cutno uses Divine Warriors Dimension to coach veterans and men with trauma. He assists guys in transforming suffering and trauma into achievement and optimism. You can hear from him later on. Also, I had the privilege of speaking at the 2025 DEI Washington Empowerment Conference. Despite it being online, we had almost 1,000 people attend. I spoke on why people with autism need to be hired so they can work. At C135, you start Monday for more information, but an extra thanks goes to Amanda Steffens for inviting me and making my PowerPoint look amazing. Finally, I'm on the Nazir Beg podcast with Nazir Beg and the Epic Sages podcast with Rook and his other co-guests such as Dr. Tim Blake. What a cool couple of podcasts, everyone. Another friend of mine who I met and has became a friend of Autism Rocks and Rolls is my guest today. It's 2024 PhenomeMom Award winner Radine Smith, a fellow Hoosier. Indianapolis, Indiana is where she was born and raised. Since having a child with autism, she has been devoted to her family and faith because these are the things that she values most. She holds 2 bachelor's degrees, one in architecture and the other in interior design, and she's a proud graduate of North Central High School. Radine even became the CEO of Ray's Designs by using her degrees. In addition to liking cars, her genuine interest is trying to positively impact her neighborhood. She likes to travel, watch sports, do her hair, and spend time with her children when she has free time. Let's welcome a truly phenomenal mom, Radine Smith, to my podcast. Miss Smith, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. So my first question to you is, what does having an autism son mean to you?
Having an autism son means to me, it's not just a word or a diagnosis, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. It shows me that my son is special. He's different. The common goal here between his family and a village and his dad and I is just to make sure that he grows and he's his normal within himself to help him succeed in society, not what society thinks is normal, being able to survive in life and do his best that makes him feel comfortable.
What does his normal look like?
His normal is him, just himself. Karter is happy-go-lucky. He's fun. He loves video games. He loves his sister, his mom, his dad, his family. He enjoys playing basketball with his sister, riding his bike. Karter makes friends pretty easily. He loves to travel. His favorite food is pizza. He could eat pizza every day if I let him. What
Do you
kind of
let him,
person
Mom?
you can't? I don't. If there's ever a chance that he would let me say, okay, yeah, Mom, give me pizza every week or every day, he would do it. We try to do a combination of things, maybe like a pizza Lunchable this week, and next week we may order pizza, and then the following week we may put a pizza in the oven. So he does get pizza, I guess, once a week, but not every day. It's not exactly healthy.
What were your initial thoughts when you learned your son was on the autism spectrum?
Initial thoughts was fear, overwhelmness. The fear part was the unknown, not knowing or having a full understanding of what autism was at that point in time. Carter's 8. He was diagnosed at 3. Not knowing made me scared. Not knowing what that future looks like as you're trying to shape it or trying to figure out how to shape it along the way. There's so many programs that are offered out there, so many Facebook group pages and Instagram pages. There's so many ways to just get involved and get knowledge.
Did you ever go through something that my mother went through? And if you didn't, it's totally fine. I'm just curious by nature. But my mother, as soon as I meet my mother for more information, went through a phase where for 2 days she was bedridden because she was that scared of what is going to happen.
No, I never had that. My life is over. And when you say my life, are you meaning your mom thought like, oh gosh, my life isn't over? Is her life or is in your life and you and her son?
She thought I may have to be a babysitter 24/7 and she wants me to be successful on my own.
Correct. At times, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes those flashes do come across me. Not that my life is over. I felt like I had to watch over him, more of a sense of protecting. I'm not sure, even still, what that future looks like of how independent he will be. Meeting people like you along the way gives me hope. Super happy to know that a lot of people out there are successful. We have brain surgeons. It's all kind of successful people that have been diagnosed with autism. I think those come during our tough times. Those tough times would be, hey, we're out all summer and there's no program for me, or we haven't found any programs for my son to kind of keep them going. It's just like when school is out, we do tutoring. We might do 2 or 3 weeks of camp and I give him time to himself. But just having those 10 weeks off, it takes us 10 steps back. So when we're getting ready to head into the next school year, it's those hard things like, hey, I got to get in here. The first couple months of school, we don't really do much. We hone in on review to get him where he needs to be because he's in general education class where I'll be like, oh God, I can't do anything else. I just have to straight focus on Carter. And then I have a 16-year-old daughter at the same time, a teenager, trying to make sure that I even out my time, even though she's getting to that mature age to know that he needs more of mom right now. And she's going into that independent stage, but she still needs her mom. You do kind of have that question arise like, oh, Jesus, is my life over? Is my son going to make it? Or you don't know what that future looks like. And it's only because he's growing at his own pace, not the pace of everyone else. Some things are fast and some things are slower than the others. So it's just having that patience. And it does get really hard at times.
If I may ask, what resources does your son get in school?
School is not the very best. I think that we lean in on the teachers and the support. He does have an on-file IEP. He gets maybe equivalent of 20 minutes a day of speech and OT. I think that's together. It's not a lot of devoted time in school. Also, outside of that, we don't have anything. We're currently looking for autism schools. We're currently open to anything. Carter works best in a one-on-one setting. I didn't want to homeschool him because he is excelling his social life. He's definitely thriving at that, but we just kind of need that education part to catch up with him. And that education portion is that needing someone to sit next to him to guide him like, hey, am I doing this right? Or I don't know what to do. And he knows exactly what to do. It's just that reassurance that he's looking for. Sometimes you get those special teachers that do look out for our special babies and can give more time, but not all of them do that.
Good mom for doing that one. But is what you're basically saying he needs a TA when he's in school?
He needs a TA in school or maybe a smaller class setting. I would shoot for a private school because they kind of have that setting that we need, but they don't have the resources that a township school would offer. It's like you win some, you lose some.
I'll keep on the lookout for you for that. So, based on observations, seeing your son doing his daily life, how do you think a person who has autism brains operate?
The way that I describe it to people when they're kind of curious about Carter, as far as like doctors, and because parents spend more time than all of these doctors or other people, I say that everyone is different. And I describe my son's brain as a file cabinet. And you open your file cabinet and things got shuffled all around, and you're just trying to find the right file. It's there, you got it. It just takes you a couple seconds to find that right file. And then once you get it, there it is.
My issue is don't you dare move that file, though, because I will lose my loving mind. That's all I'm going to say. It is
Don't move
glued
it.
to that file cabinet.
Right. It's kind of like a reference into parents and their kids when it comes to their bedroom. Your room is all messy and it's mumble jumbled in there, and we don't know where anything is, but you know exactly where it is. You may be looking for that slipper or that sneaker, and it's right underneath the bed on that corner right post. You know where it is, but mom and dad don't know where it is.
From a mother's eyes, what is the most rewarding and the most difficult thing about having a son with autism?
The most rewarding is watching him reach milestones or do things that people didn't expect him to do. You know what I mean? The way he progressed. For instance, summer school. He had to do summer school or they would not pass him to the third grade. He was currently in second grade. Summer school was 2 weeks and 2 days exactly. Well, Carter went for the first 2 days, and then he went the following 5 days. And then that Monday, he tested out. They gave him his iRead test and some other things, and he completely tested out and did not have to finish. He got out of summer school 4 days early. And if you told me that, I'm like, what? Because that's just not, he is working side by side or next to someone. It takes him a minute. And he's just really progressed. I'm super proud of him. The things that are the challenges is the understanding portion. Carter will say something to me. He used to do a lot of echolalia. We are seeing less of that, but it's kind of like when he speaks, he's speaking backwards. I know what he's saying, but the next person doesn't. Sometimes it gets frustrating. I have to explain what he means because sometimes things get taken out of context. And I say sometimes when he is very upset, he's not angry or volatile when he's upset. He's just more of, I'm crying and I can't stop crying and I can't gather myself and I need a moment. He blows everything to kind of be bigger than what it is instead of let's figure this out. Let's work it out. Let's calm down. Let's take a few breaths. Those things don't always work like they used to, or just kind of wrapping my arms around him and holding him to kind of calm him. It's frustrating because those things don't work anymore. So we kind of have to work with him to work through that.
Well, tell your son that I definitely understand where he's coming from because I'm not going to lie. I definitely have gotten kicked off a couple walls several times in my life. My kryptonite is electronics. I've also thrown a couple phones in my lifetime. To me, that is a big deal. I have to have that. And I'm assuming your son has probably thought the same thing if he lost the basketball.
He doesn't get as mad when he loses the games. It's just that sometimes in school, we give him goals to work towards, things to kind of make him want to feel engaged. So if he gets all Sonics, that means he's had a great day. If he gets a shadow, which is kind of like the bad guy, if he comes home with a shadow, then that takes 15 minutes off of his electronic times. During the school year, Carter gets an hour and a half in the evening of electronic time, and then he has to read for 30 minutes every night before bed. We have to deduct the time. He's very, very upset when you take away his electronics or his time. We're kind of moving in the swing of trying to find other things to do, such as riding a bike. He's starting to enjoy being outside more, kind of getting him shifted from being so closed in. It's a working challenge. He does love his electronics. You guys definitely have that in common.
No, mine just because I need it for what I do for a living. But what about bending? Have you had to, because I'm going to be honest, you seem like you're from the generation where your parents did what they said, period, regardless. I got that from when you spoke at where we met. Obviously, sometimes those with autism, you have to bend or you're not going to get anywhere.
Correct.
Have you had to work on bending?
I do bend the rules for Carter. Some days he will have tough days at school. And depending on what it was. If it's something that we've kind of constantly talked about over and over again, then I do not bend the rules. But if it's something new, a different example that he's unsure of, or why I got in trouble or things of that nature, then I do bend the rules and we don't take his time away from him. I bend the rules because Karter always has to have the last word. And I did not grow up as such. You do not get the last word, sir. I am Mama Bear. I get the last word. And you are to do as you're told. So I bend the rules on that because we'll keep going and going until I have the last word. My daughter would get on punishment for things of that nature. I would take things away, or I'd be like, okay, let's have a break from this conversation. Let's go to your room. We're not going to do any toys, any electronics. And when you can come back out, and then I can explain to you the conversation that we're having, and I have the last word, and you go do what you need to, then you can have your items back. Karter, not so much.
That's the problem with both of us. My mother and I, we always have that needs, like, we're saying the last word. Someone has to say it. I gotta say it. No, I gotta say it. I'm saying it. Shut it.
Well, sometimes as a parent, that doesn't work. So Karter, I'm like, hey, Karter, it's time for you to go shower, brush your teeth, take your vitamins, and take your allergy medicine and get ready for bed. Well, why? The sun is out. It's still daylight. Well, at that point in time, he's in school. Doesn't matter if the sun out or it's still daylight. It is 7:30, and you go to bed at 8:30 because you have to get up at 6 in the morning. So you don't have to go to bed right now, but I need you to start getting ready for bed. So before I can get any of that out or trying to explain to him, but why do I have to do that? I don't want to. Karter, calm down. What I need for you to do is stop talking and listen to me. You don't have to go to bed. I just need you to get ready for bed. But I don't understand the sun. Hey, Karter. One more time. You do not have to physically go to sleep. I just need you to get ready for bed. Once you're done getting ready for bed, all your free time is yours. At 8:30, when your timer goes off, then it is time for bed. Karter, what time? Karter, what time is it? Is it 8:30 yet? No. Karter, can you tell me what time it is? It's 7:32. Okay.
Now get your butt in the shower.
Exactly. So you have to go through that sometimes. You know what I mean? And it can be repetitive almost every single day. So once he gets into that groove of, hey, it's still daylight, but it's still late, we're good. But we're here every school year.
The routine might throw him off too for a bit of a hook. Now, what advice would you give to other parents who just learned they got a son with autism?
I would say stick it out. It's not easy. It is never easy. You may want to kick, scream, I cry, I go in my closet and lock myself in my walk-in closet, and I sit there and bawl my eyes out because at times you do get hard. You're going to be tired. Sometimes there are things that you're just like, oh my God, today I'm just tired. I don't feel like it. Why do I got to go to therapy? It's the same thing. But the greater reward is so much better. You're not alone. Everyone that is a mom of autism are going through these things. It's not anything to be embarrassed about. It should be talked about out in the open. I've come across a couple people that are embarrassed or very personable about it just because they don't have an understanding. Never stop being a parent. You know what I mean? You never stop being a parent. So if you give it your all, then you feel good. I feel good at night when I go to bed, knowing that I'm doing everything I can in my power to help my son succeed.
That's so true, because even though I'm 22, I still want my mom.
I know that's right. I hope my baby still wants me at 22.
Hey, he probably still will know it. If he's making friends easy and growing up to a great young man, he's going to be just fine. But speaking of mom, that's actually where we met, is the PhenomeMom Awards, and you won the 2024 PhenomeMom Award. So how did you feel when you got when they said your name?
I was super shocked. I didn't know that I was going to be nominated for it. And then when it happened, I don't even have the words to describe how I felt initially. But what I do know, it did bring me joy to receive that reward, because sometimes moms, we don't have that visible S on our chest, but we are super women. We're super moms. We do a lot all the time. We go hard in the paint. Not to say that dads don't, but sometimes moms take on that emotional bulk of that, and sometimes it can weigh you down.
That's exactly why I nominated my mother. It was my way of saying thank you.
Thank you.
Pretty much. And she didn't expect to win either. We almost, this is going to sound awful, but we didn't feel like we fit in because, oh boy, this is a different culture than us. But y'all loved us apparently somehow.
Definitely fit right in. And sometimes it's not always about what it looks like, it's about what it feels like on the inside. We all come from different walks of life, different backgrounds, but ultimately we came together for a common goal, and that was to celebrate moms. And she definitely made that happen with that program, the PhenomeMom program. Uplift Your Sisters, actually, is the organization. That common ground is what all connected us. By no way, shape, or form did she choose any of these people. People were nominated, and just look how great, the universe has come back tenfold, because my son is autistic and I was chosen to be the keynote speaker this year. Your mom, she's a mom of autism. We had that common ground, and then we had another mom that was nominated, and she's an autism. So we had 3 autism moms this year, and that just happened that way.
Hey, sometimes the best things happen are coincidental. So if you were to grant every mom a superpower, what would it be? Because maybe the mom just doesn't feel like they're doing the best they are with their child.
If I had to grant one superpower, that's hard. I would say time. If we could get back extra time, because sometimes it's not that some moms don't do it or can't be devoted. Sometimes they don't have the time to be devoted. Some moms are single moms and they spread themselves thin and they don't have that extra help. So just having that extra time, even if it's 26 hours in the day, and you got those extra 2 hours to do things.
And to some children, that's their only world. They don't have the dads that can, okay, mom's busy, I'm gonna go play with dad. Children are hyper. Let's just be honest, till they're 18. I get that feeling because sometimes I still feel like I have that kid feeling with ADHD and C257 on ADHD for more information. But in my brain, like a child does, I feel like I always have to be doing something.
And that's a kid thing, period. Kids just have to be doing something, okay? Because my daughter, she'll go visit her dad, and then she's like, you guys always do things when I'm not home. And I'm like, okay, so should I call you when we're doing things? And she's like, yes. So now she only wants to come home if we're doing something. If we're not doing anything, she's just like, okay, I'm just gonna hang out at my dad's for the summer.
You're a loser.
No, for real. That's kind of how you make you. If you're not spending money, mom, peace out. Dad, if you're not spending money, I'm going back to mom's house. I've ran your bank account up.
I want you to tell me the specific challenges that your son is having right now, since he's 8 and in a obviously different stage of life, but some of the triumphs he's had throughout his whole entire life.
Sitting him down at a table and saying, okay, I've already explained the worksheet out loud, go ahead and work it on your own. Then those lifelong challenges that he's had previously in the past would be eczema. And I think most of the kids with autism that I know have really bad eczema or some type of eczema. He sees a dermatologist quarterly. He's missing, I believe it's chromosome 17.
Well, then let me ask you, is this just more of a curiosity question? When he was going through the stages of getting tested for whatever was going on, did you initially think it was something else, like Down syndrome or something? Because I know those with Down syndrome miss chromosomes.
No way, shape, or form. Karter was born. I'm a firm believer of that mother's intuition. So when Karter was about 6 months old, I noticed that he would kind of rotate or flap his hands on his wrist. So that was the thing that kind of, like he does it too often. And it was kind of hard to determine that because kids at that age are flapping and moving their hands and wrists because it's really potentially all they can do at that age. I just kept watching it and it kept making me feel uneasy. Okay, what shots? Don't give them the MMR, all that whole blow up with autism and MMR. And then started doing the research on my own to get my foot in the door. And I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing more signs of this. Once he hit about 18 months, I talked to his doctor. It's no problem. He's okay. He's all right. And this is after we've gone through the feeding therapy. He didn't like textures. We had to get him going through that transition from baby food to starting to go to more solid foods. He didn't like that. When he hit 2, I'm like, all right, we got a year. I can't go through this. My child is different. Something's off. I'm not sure what's wrong with my baby. Everyone thinks his pediatrician thinks I'm nuts. My family thinks I'm nuts at this point in time. I don't have anyone's attention but my mom's at this point, his nanny, as he calls her. I started recording him and I's conversation. And then eventually I started recording videos because I'm not shooting the doctors down because they only get an hour. To me, it was about how I can make the most of this hour so they can see and hear exactly what I'm seeing and feeling. I don't want to hear basic, it's nothing. Sure enough, April comes, he goes for his annual, and I'm like, hey, here's the videos. This is what I'm seeing. This is our conversation. This is our dialogue between Karter and I. This is what we have. And she, hey, I understand you. I heard you this time. I apologize, and started sending me referrals out to different places. So from there, we did the behavioral health. After behavioral health, we started going to our ABA center, which was Easter Seals.
Oh, I heard of them. They try to help me drive. It didn't work too well, though. If I had to hop behind the wheel again, I would do it with them again if it came down to it. I'm just trying to not go down that path because. So, what do you wish that more individuals and parents knew about autism, particularly as it relates to children that are Karter's age?
Every kid is different, and you can't treat them all the same. Every kid is going to have their quirks, all of their indifferences, all of their different stems. The best thing I can tell individuals is to educate yourself. I just can't say that enough. Ignorance is bliss, and a lot of people don't realize that. If you don't know, ask questions. You just have to have patience.
That's all you can really do, I feel like, too, at the end of the day. So besides a loser to you in your eyes, how else would your son describe you?
That would be my daughter that would probably say that about me. But my son would probably think that I'm the best thing in the world. Like, mom's cool. She can do it all. That he loves his mama. Neither one of my children have a favorite parent, but he loves his mom. He would just say, Mom, you're the best. That's what he always tells me. Mom, you're the best. Mom, you're so pretty. I could be feeling the ugliest. I could be coming from a workout with like sweatpants on and sweating. And just because my hair may be pinned up differently or something, I could be looking like this. Mom, you're so pretty. Mom, you look so nice. And I'm like, oh, thank you, son.
Well, I'm going to tell you this.
He lights up my world.
telling the 100% truth right there. He is telling you the truth.
Thank you.
Of course, buddy, anytime. So you are a person in faith. How has faith and the man upstairs helped you throughout your life?
Just that strength, that constant prayer, the knowing that you can make it through. There are always going to be tough days and storms ahead, but he makes sure that we all make it on the other side of it. He has definitely shown us grace and mercy through this whole entire process. At no point in time have I ever felt alone, and I am very grateful for that. It's truly a blessing.
How are you going to start with your children?
We do attend church services when Haley doesn't have games on Sundays, whenever we can. Other than that, we grew up in church. My daughter definitely grew up in church. My son is not a COVID baby, but COVID happened around 3. So really since COVID, we more moved to streaming online. We do pray together.
So you are from Indianapolis, which is not far from me. So if someone was not familiar with Indianapolis, how would you explain Indianapolis culture and community to someone who has never been there?
We are a small town city that grows basketball and loves to race. I mean, it's what we're known for. They say, oh, you're the corn state, it's the Midwest, but we grow basketball here. Whether if it's NBA or college, right now we're excelling in NBA, but college basketball has not been a failure for Indy. Fevers has not been a failure for Indy. And everybody loves the Indy 500 to come. We're a city with a big voice with a small town feel.
But I think we're known for corn. I literally went on a trip, the Hall of Heroes Museum up in Elkhart. All I saw down that road and going there was cornfields. I thought,
that's the Midwest.
Wow, I've never been exposed to this much corn in my life, and I eat plenty of it. So you are into architecture and interior designs. What exactly do you find fascinating about architecture and interior design?
I am a person that likes to create. I love to work with my hands, and I love to help people. I love math. It's like the best of all these worlds wrapped up.
Well, I bet you smile when Karter comes home with math homework.
I do, but sometimes I need a glass of wine to make it through that homework.
So if you had a dream home, what would it look like?
If I had a dream home, have already designed my dream. I've done it a couple years ago. Sometimes I'll go in AutoCAD and delete things out. I do have it hand draft as well as in AutoCAD. And that looks like a 5-bedroom home, office, half court. I actually have a nice oasis backyard with a pool, hot tub, being able to have a nice outdoor kitchen is out there, basement for entertaining, theater, pool pool table, bar, air hockey table, a nice master bedroom with a master bedroom spa, a great kitchen because I do love to cook, and a 4-car garage because I love cars.
Well,
And
you said you
I
like
have to be
cars
on
so
some
much. What specifically about cars do you like?
I like old schools. I like how they go fast, and I like that you can personalize every car just like a home. It's just something to do. It's new cars, they're okay, they're nice to look at, but I'm more 60s, 70s, 50s, 80s, 90s. I love the smell of gas and old cars.
It's the same way with diesel.
Oh, diesel
yeah.
fuel too. It's all the same to me.
Have you ever shocked someone by revealing your extensive automotive knowledge? Because I'm just going to be realistic from what I've seen in my life. I think a lot more men are in the automotive field than women.
I have, only because I do have a couple mechanics in my family that own garages and or used to own garages or work at dealerships. I have family members that are in my family that have built cars from start to finish. My uncle, more specifically, he has a Dodge Challenger. He's been working on that car. He'll add new stuff, take it out. He's had that car since I was a kid. So there's things I've watched him do growing up. And I just took a peek and an interest. It's not anything I can see myself doing. You're still creating. It's kind of like putting a Lego together. I didn't get that initially overnight. It took time, okay? Because I was that girl that didn't even know how to change a tire. I think I learned how to do that at probably about 16 or 17 when I started driving.
Do any of your kids have the same interest with cars, or are they like, Mom, why do you like this?
My son, he likes cars, but he just likes the cars on the TV, like some of the games where you can do the cars certain kind of way and dress those up. He has an interest in that. My daughter, I would say, she's kind of into cars. She's more of a Dodge girl. She just likes to look at them. But as far as diving into those things, no. My daughter's more of an artsy person, and she loves sports, more specifically basketball and flag football.
So you are a traveler. Are there stuff when you do travel that you have to do with Karter that probably other parents don't have to do? Maybe letting him know ahead of time, okay, we're going to travel to Delaware.
I can't do that. Karter, the things that I do with him, I can't do with his sister. Like he's obsesses over things. If I tell him, hey, we're leaving to go on vacation tomorrow, and he'll tell everyone, we're leaving to go on vacation. We're leaving to go on vacation. Mom, is it time to go? And I'm like, is it tomorrow yet? It's not tomorrow yet. And I'm a person that's OCD. I like to have things in order, and I make a list. So sometimes with him over obsessing or worrying about things that are going on, it throws me off, especially when you're traveling or traveling out of the country or you're traveling with kids. You know what I'm saying? You need to be on it. You need to be alert. We don't tell him things until they're happening. So we might say, hey, yeah, in the future, we're going on vacation. Or then when time comes, as we start packing, we might have to do a calendar check off. So he'll start marking down the days. I didn't have any issues flying with him. Or now he does have the nervousness of like, what is this? Or what is that? Or on the boat, what's the boat going to do? Or once he got on there and he got acclimated and we're explaining what things are on the cruise ship or explaining how we get to an island or what we're doing, then he's totally okay.
Was he also a type of person where you would travel, but there would be an itinerary? He couldn't go with the flow. Let's put it that way.
Karter cannot not go with the flow. If there's something out there, he needs to be doing exactly what it said. But I thought we was doing this. I don't tell him any of that stuff. I'm just like, hey, we're going to do this, 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 and this. And I'll just throw it out there in no particular order. But if you give him an order and he understands that order, then he's going to hold you responsible for that order, most certainly.
Wait a minute. I thought we were going to the National Food Museum first. You didn't tell me that.
Exactly.
I've been there, done
exactly
that.
What happens.
So you also are a person who likes to fix their hair. As a mother and a proud woman, how does fixing your hair make you feel?
I do like to go to the shop a lot. Going through high school, I completed cosmetology hours. I chose not to take the state board exam because I was more interested in interior design and architecture. Throughout life and college, that's kind of how I made my extra money, was doing other people's hair, doing my own hair so I didn't have to pay to get it done. And then I have kids that have dreadlocks now. When I don't have the time to take them to where they need to be, or they can't get appointments because they're in sports or have other personal things going on, then I'm blessed to be a mom that can actually physically do my children's hair to make them look and feel good about themselves.
What guidance would you offer mothers who find it difficult to control their children's hair?
Take them to the shop. If you can't do anything, there's most certainly people out there that will help you. Barbershop, beauty shop, braiding shop. Tips I have is, for most people, it's just detangling. You start with a good detangling process and washing and conditioning your hair. You have all of those things. Life should be easy for your hair.
So you did grow up in a family with 5 older boys. Did growing up in a family with 5 older boys make you more of a stronger woman? If so, how?
My dad and my mom never married. My dad went off to get married and he had children with his ex-wife. So he had 2 boys. And then my mom went on and had 3 boys as well. So that's how I ended up with 5. But growing up, it made me absolutely more independent. I do have some masculinity in me growing up with boys. Even though I was the oldest, we're all growing up in my household with my mom. We're all stair-step. We're all right behind each other, a year and a half apart. So we all kind of grew up together. I was a lot more mature. My mom worked a lot or was out and about or being young. She had us at a young age. I kind of grew up as a tomboy. This prissiness that you see before you did not start happening until well after I had my daughter. I had my daughter at 24 in my upper 30s. I used to play football on the field, basketball, wrestle. I didn't cheerlead. Well, I take that back. I cheerlead for 1 or 2 years, but I wasn't interested in that. I was interested in rugby and basketball. Like, don't not tackle me because I'm a girl. Let's go. Being the only girl, I didn't have a sister growing up to look up to or to share my secrets with or to talk to. And I was a dad's girl.
You're in your early 30s? Wow. You definitely do not look that age. I will tell you that right now.
Thank you.
Well, I have to ask then, since being in the household with a lot of boys, did you have to deal with a lot of boy jokes about the bathroom, about, getting Dutchy rubs, all that?
No, it was more of I put worms in my sister's bathwater. It was more of I used all her tampons and put them in her bed and gave her a padded bed. Hey, this is my time and I'm a girl and I don't want to be bothered, but you guys want me to do all these things and all I want to do is sleep and lay in the bed and eat chocolate.
I've been in that shoes before. Just don't tell my cousin that because he does not like chocolate. I met one person this road doesn't like chocolate. That's him.
I know a few people that don't like chocolate. And then I do know that most people do like milk chocolate, but I have people that do not eat milk chocolate, but they only like white chocolate.
I like white chocolate too. That's probably my favorite chocolate out of the chocolate world. So we'll wrap her up here, and these are just for fun. But speaking of chocolate and food, what is your paradise meal or favorite food, and why is it your favorite?
Okay, so I'm going to give you my top 3. Number 1 would have to be pizza. Number 2 is mac and cheese. And I'm talking about the baked good Southern mac and cheese. None of that on top of that and box stuff. I'm talking about from scratch. And then 3rd would be collard greens. I love them. I don't know why. Something about that collard greens, cabbage, like all of those things like that. I love those.
Well, you may have to go with my mother to get some collard greens sometimes because she's been trying to eat healthier and is replacing that with a diet.
Okay. We'll have to do some things. Tell her to call me.
Will do. So what's your favorite movie or TV show and why do you like it?
I love movies. I'm sorry. I'm a movie buff, so I really don't have any true favorites. If I had to pick genres, it would be awkwardly Disney and horror. And that's kind of my personality. I'm that giddy up, happy person, and then I have that dark side to me. So I don't really have favorites. A lot of the movies I like are kind of more old school, like Dirty Dancing or Harlem Night, the original Little Mermaid. TV shows, I like crime docuseries. I watch a lot of crime, a lot of cooking shows.
Gotcha. So if you had to pick, what was the most odd crime docuseries you watch? It could be about a serial killer, it could be about a certain murder that happened.
I would say the most odd thing that I have come across are the dumb criminals on some of the TV shows like Contraband at the Borders, and people pack all these things and all these drugs and then they play dumb and then they don't know why they're going to go to jail for 10 or 20 years. Like, sir, you're breaking the law, ma'am, you're breaking the law, and you're bringing drugs into our country that it could potentially kill people, and you don't understand why you're facing 20 years in federal prison or you have all these fines?
Well, this is a redneck show because I'm partially redneck. This is a show that ran out of its course, but I've had a couple people from there. If you're interested, C208, Opening the Sleep Toolbox with Judy Gold for more information, and 236 Laughing Out Loud with Brad Lockley for more information. It's called True TV. The Smoking Gun presents World's Dumbest, and sometimes the category is
World's Dumbest Criminals.
And it is hilarious to watch some of these people think
I've seen
you're
some
gonna
of
rob a
those.
store with a fake handgun. Seriously? What in your mind thought, okay, this is the best tool out there, than actually going with the BB gun? Although BB gun is still stupid, it's smart to say, oh, this could do damage, not pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew. You can't do anything with that. I do watch some of those. And Impractical Jokers, too. That's another good one.
Oh, yeah. That was one of my favorite shows growing up in the day. What has been your favorite vacation I've ever taken? Why'd you enjoy that vacation very much?
I would have to say my favorite vacation would have to be, I don't know. I would say my favorite vacation destination is Jamaica, but my favorite trip that I've had, like vacation, if you're not putting a place, just to hone it down, but it would be Cabo. I've gone several times, but I went with one of my besties. I think it was the time of our life. Her and I had a really, really good time.
So you definitely like the warm weather, I'm guessing, too.
I do prefer warm weather vacation, but I'm not opposed to cold weather vacation because we live in Indy. So we have cold. I'll do a ski resort in a heartbeat in Aspen or in Colorado.
Well, you have fun with that. I'm out.
What? Some firesides?
No, I can't do the cold. It hurts my body. It hurts.
Oh.
Even though I love Indy's warm weathers, my butt should be down in Florida.
You would be what they call like a winter bird.
I think my parents are going to do that after they retire. And I'm thinking, you lucky sons of guns.
Just go with them. No problem. Just
I'm thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it to this day. It's just I had to carry everything with me. It's like,
it's okay. When you get to those winter months, you're going to be happy that you did.
You're not wrong there.
Moving in. I'm moving in next door.
All right, so my final question is, are there any good memories that you want to tell our listeners about? If you do, why do you remember that memory the most? So before you answer, I want you to end with something like sentimental and made you feel good inside. And a funny memory made you fall on the floor laugh. Could be with the PhenomeMom Awards, could be with your daughter, your dad, or your ex-husband, your daughter, just with friends. You'll call, you want to answer it.
Funniest thing I can think of is I do things sometimes because I go a mile a minute physically doing things. So there's times where it's been winter time and I've gone outside and may have left my car outside the garage. I go outside and warm up my car, get the snow off. The door will be open, but I'll turn on the windshield wiper. So now all the snow that was on the windshield is now on me in the car. Another time where I thought I washed clothes, but instead I used fabric softener instead of detergent. So my family, they laugh. They call me Jessica. So I kind of do some of the quirky, odd, weird, spacey things, all going a mile a minute and be like, oh, dang, why did I do that? Or did I just do that? And then the fondest memory that I have, I can say, was when my kids were born. Both of them. Those are just the most proud, happiest moments in my life that I think I've ever come across.
Well, I definitely think you're a proud mom, and we can tell. I think that's a great way to end. Is there any closing remarks you want to make?
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure speaking with you. This was so fun. Can't wait to see what our future endeavors are as we go full steam ahead and gain this relationship going forward. And I'm excited that I got to meet you and your mom. You guys are such a beautiful family.
Well, I'm glad we can be that for you. You have a great one now.
Thank you. And you take care and have a beautiful weekend.
For this episode, please tune in for another episode coming in very soon. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble. Thank you very much.